Yeah, but now are any properties being, not just by you, but do you feel that with now the restoration of what is called democracy in the East now in progress, do you feel that there is now perhaps a more conducive environment for investment than was there in the past?
I think so. Now what we are hearing is that the East is stabilizing.
Okay.
So with that, there will be more people who will want to, invest in hotels.
That is not certainly what I am hearing, but I'm very hopeful that that's what you're hearing. But do you feel that investors are coming in and
Yes.
have the faith to invest?
There is definitely much more excitement with the foreign investors now. They are looking at it. I mean, they haven't still come in, but I know for sure they are studying the progress, and when the opportunity comes, they will be there.
If one were to give advice, and this is always a difficult thing to do, but now you have children, I take it?
Three sons.
Three sons, and are they still schooling? Or?
Yeah.
And do they have any desire to walk in the grandfathers and fathers?
I'm not too sure. I mean, again,
are they cricketers?
As cricketers, yes, all three are very keen on cricket. That I can say, yes.
But the question I was about to ask is, what would you tell them? I mean, in Sri Lanka, the culture is very much, particularly in party politics, that the son inherits the corruption of the father. Now, in a pervasive culture like that, where there is so much of what is wrong that is done by the father and stands uncorrected and is repeated by the son, you stand as an example counter to that. Yeah. And
well, I hope so.
Well, I think many of us know so. Right. Now, what would you tell your sons to do? Because they would look around them and see a Sri Lanka very different to the values that you were given by your father, and you would want to pass on to them.
Well, I try to tell them, whatever you do, be honest.
How realistic is that?
Well, it's how you bring the child up. He does something naughty, right? And the child can tell a lie to cover it. What I always tell him is, look, even if somebody hits you, tell the truth, admit it, right? And I know for sure 2 of my sons definitely tell me the truth. Yeah. The third one, the smaller one, is a more mischievous one.
He'll be the better marketer, yeah.
He'll sell Sri Lanka to somebody else. So I keep telling, all 3 of them, be honest, And they go to St. Joseph's College. The school focuses a lot on discipline. So to me, discipline is more important than discipline, sports and studies. They come in that order for them.
Let's take discipline to the hotel industry. How much of discipline do you find in the industry writ large?
Oh, discipline in what way? In financial discipline?
In financial discipline, in terms of actually accurately marketing Sri Lanka and its ability. I've seen some criticism late last year that, as you said, everybody has an opinion, but certainly one shade of opinion is that it isn't doing enough as much as it should to sell.
I think financial discipline is pretty much, there have been accusations that some people are not bringing in money into the country.
Right.
They are keeping the money outside.
Yeah. And also investment out of Sri Lanka by hotel groups and
but
chains
that's
in
official,
Sri Lanka.
no?
That's official.
Yeah, you have to get central bank clearance to invest outside. I'm sure the 2 companies that have invested outside have done it the proper way. I believe so. And but more so, there have been stories, though we have nothing to prove, that some people keep money outside. But that's what people say. Nobody has been found guilty of it. Or with regard to, no, you were going to ask me something else. You spoke of...
no, I was speaking about the financial discipline, but also about the fact that you just touched on that, the fact that the industry writ large isn't...
the marketing side of it. Now that's happening quite well, Sanjan, because we are now part of the Tourism Development Authority and the Promotion Bureau.
Okay. Now what is that?
Okay, that's... earlier we had only one tourist board.
Now the bifurcation.
Right? So the Tourism Act was changed, and there are 4 units now: the Development Authority, the Promotion Bureau, the Convention Bureau, and the school.
Why, Hiran? Why?
This is purely because of the money.
Okay.
Right. The main thing was the distribution of the money. Sri Lanka Tourism early did not have money. From what we know, they had a budget of about 120 million rupees a year. Out of that, they used to get only about 80 million. Anyway, to manage the officers outside the country and what was going on here as well. Now, with everyone registered with the Development Authority, you have to contribute 1% of your turnover.
Okay.
And the departure tax, even when you go out of the country, you're charged $15. 1/3 of it comes to the Development Authority. Now the collection for a year is about ₹1 billion, close to ₹1 billion. Now how it's distributed is 70% of that money goes into promotion. 14% goes into the Development Authority. That's for licensing, all that kind of thing. Balance money is shared between the Convention Bureau and the school.
So there is a method to the madness.
Method to the madness. Yeah. And there is private sector participation in all 4 boards. Now I sit on the Development Authority. There are colleagues of the industry who are in the Promotion Bureau. And so far our minister hardly gets involved in deciding where the money goes.
Okay,
which is good.
That's a good thing.
Very good thing,
And
so it's kind of a model for the other ministries also to follow, maybe.
And on that note, and I'm very glad that you're also part of it. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, Hiran, but thank you very much for joining us this evening, and I do wish you, both in terms of your own company but also the industry, all the very best.
Thank you very much for having me, Sanjana.
Thanks, Hiran.